Sue, what's it like being back, and how are you feeling about this honor today?
It's great being back. It's funny. I actually don't think I've been back for a little bit. Maybe last year, but it's been a while where I feel like for a period of time there I was coming back all the time. So it's always great to come back, always great to see like all the new buildings. Like, when did this go up? And of course today with my jersey being retired, super excited. Really glad that my friends and family are here, and then of course sharing it with everybody at UConn.
Sue, with your time with UConn, what was your most memorable moment?
Oh, geez. My most memorable moment. It's, I'm sure you've heard this before. Of course, I could sit here and talk about, the times that we won championships or, some of the bigger victories. And yes, those are very memorable, but it really is more about like the moments in the locker room or, the dumb stuff we did in our dorm room, the late nights we maybe did or didn't have. That's really where a lot of like my core memories are when I think about my time here, when I think about UConn. But more than anything, it's really a place where I grew up, a place where a lot of like who I am as a person and as a player, that foundation was built. And so a lot of the memories are wrapped up in that too.
So I'm sure you've been asked many times, but how did you choose number 10, or how did you get associated
That number?
with number 10?
Yeah, my sister's 5 years older. Her name's Jen, she'll be here today, and we're both born in October. But the 5-year older part is she was doing all the sports before me, so I was really just following her. And she chose number 10 because she was born in October, so and that's it. And it just stuck.
Did you ever get any flack where you weren't able to get it, or had to
Like, did I ever have to pay anybody?
Yeah.
No, I never had to pay anybody. There were a couple times where like I think in middle school, the number 10 jersey was too small.
Mm-hmm.
I think I joined there was like an AAU team I joined where somebody had it and I had to like wait it out. Mm-hmm. And then the only other time I didn't get it was Tamika Catchings, who's, I think 1 year ahead of me. Mm-hmm. She technically joined the national team before me, and she was just given number 10. And so when I got there, I was like, so how does this work? But it was already locked in. So that's why I wore 6 for USA Basketball. That's why I wore 6.
So,
that was just given.
Yeah.
There wasn't like a choice. They like threw it at me.
At what point, maybe were you old enough or aware of sports enough where you started to associate names with numbers like that?
Ooh, good question.
Like, were you like a Jeter person, number 2?
No, Jeter's I think like my age-ish. So it's not, that one wouldn't hit. I think it would be more like Larry Bird wore 33. Mm-hmm. Obviously Michael Jordan. Mm-hmm. Anybody my age, it's going to be Michael Jordan in 23. So yeah, it slowly gets put on your radar. And then for me in number 10, like I wanted that to be like synonymous. I wanted that to be a part of like my basketball identity, that number.
Yeah. Does it give you more satisfaction to see the jersey retired, or maybe to see young players wear 10 as an homage to you?
Yeah, both. Yeah, I think both can be true and both are true. It's really such an honor. I mean, you look at all the names above me, you look at all the plaques, the Player of the Years, All-Americans, obviously the other banners with the championships, like so much history. And so to be, currently, we obviously know in the next like 3, 4, 5 to 10 years it's going to change. But right now, I'll just be the third. And so to be, with Rebecca, with Swin, being the third player to have their jersey retired in the Hall of Fame, I mean, it's really special. It's, the further you get away from a career, I feel like the more you really can sit in it and realize how special and how much you achieved. And at the very same time, knowing that I was part of a generation that paved the way for younger players is really special. So anytime, I mean, sometimes I'm like, is that mine or is it Nika Mule's? But generally speaking, when I see the number 10, I'm happy regardless.
Do you ever reflect on what this has become? Your class came in, they had won national championship, and they're looking to you to change that. But since you've started there, this thing has just totally taken off.
Yeah, the only time I really notice it is when, I'm out in the wild and people are like, oh, like, you went to UConn, right? I'm like, oh yeah, I went to UConn. And they're like, oh, you guys win all the time. And I don't correct them in the moment, but I was like, well, actually, when I got there. So yeah, I do have an awareness. I think my class, the 4 years that I played here, and then you move to like Diana's class, obviously the success they brought. There is an awareness of the program had definitely put itself on the map with the '95 championship, but was still trying to build. right? Like, we weren't a dynasty yet. We weren't, fielding questions. I can only imagine players today, the questions they have to field with dynasty talk and legacy talk. Nobody was asking us that stuff. Nobody was asking me what I wanted my UConn legacy to be. That wasn't a thing, right? And then you fast forward, I'm really bad at math, but you fast forward to Stewie's freshman year, and she's like, oh, we're gonna win 4 in a row. And that became like the new bar. So I feel like with any program that has success, like, each generation kind of has to do their part. And when we came along, I think it was our part to continue to build on top of what Rebecca Logo, Jen Rosati, Jamel Elliott, Carla Burbley, so on and so forth, what they started. And so we were just kind of adding to that, and then obviously, all the players since have run with it.
You've accomplished so much in your life, but do you ever reflect, do you miss those days?
College days?
Yeah.
Sometimes, I think there's something nice about, well, I guess with NIL they're paying taxes now, but there's something nice about, like, no responsibility. You think going to classes, you're like, oh, I have to get up at 9? Oh, how dare they? So there is something nice about, remembering days where you just gotta, you went to class, but you're just with your friends playing basketball. And I think that happens more when, like, last year when we all were here to celebrate, how many years was it? 40, thank you. We were here to celebrate the 40th anniversary. Like, getting us all together like that, that's when you miss it, right? When you're reminiscing, that's when it's fun. But then, it's nice being an adult too. So.
You talked yesterday about recruiting, when you members from that.
Yeah.
What were your first impressions of Geno, TV, and just the program itself?
Yeah, gosh, well, when Jen and Jamel, I think, were in their senior year, so like 96, the New York Times did like a follow kind of thing with them, maybe like a diary of sorts. And my dad would just like randomly be like, you should read this from time to time. And so like I kind of understood. Obviously I knew they won in 95. The Olympics had then happened. And so I'm reading these articles, I kind of understood like what the UConn program was, what they were doing, what they were building. And then I actually came up here for an unofficial visit with my high school coach or team or something like that. We saw a game, I saw, Gamble Pavilion filled, everybody going nuts, and I was like, well, this is kind of cool. And I remember thinking to myself, which is just so kind of silly, I just remember thinking to myself, like, well, if I went here, I could probably go home on weekends to do my laundry, so that's a plus, like, But obviously, Coach Auriemma, who he is now, it's not that much different. He is extremely confident, charismatic, he can be intimidating, especially for a teenager, and so I just remember like sitting in his office, listening to him like talk about who knows what, and I was just like, what? What's going on right now? And then you fast forward and you get into the whole recruiting process. But those are some early memories, and they're not much different from who he is now, like I said.
Would there be anything nowadays that would keep you from, if you were a teenage recruit now, from
coming here? No, I think there's something really wonderful about how, not just Coach Auriemma, of course, like Chris Daly, even Tanya and Jamel, they were my coaches as well. So there's something really wonderful about, not just what they've built and in terms of the winning, like, yeah, that's wonderful, it's why you're doing it, but they've really built something where, when players come here, it's because something is speaking to them, something's connecting for them. For me, it was being at a place where I knew I was going to get challenged. I don't know if I like consciously knew this. I think I was just, it just like pulled me in. It was like literal like attraction in that, I came here, I was going to get challenged and pushed to my limits, which I needed. I needed that in those formative years. And so I think the same would be true now. Can we talk about like, man, they have a lot more pressure than we did, and like NIL and social media and all the things? Yeah, that would definitely be at play. But I think at the core, that's always what has made this program go, is that the coaches and the program, like, they are who they are. And if that's like for you, it's a natural fit, and that's how it was for me.
How many schools did you have offers from when you came to Connecticut?
Like a lot.
Like a lot.
Yeah, like all of them.
What did you narrow
except
it?
Tennessee.
What did you
That one I
narrow
didn't
it
get
to? Tennessee didn't offer you?
No, they had just signed some point guards.
Wow.
So I got,
all right.
point guard got
Interesting.
skipped in my year. So except Tennessee, I pretty much talked to everybody very quickly. I went to Christ the King, and we had so many great players, Shamika Holtzclaw being one. So my coaches were like, listen, you want to get this down to 5, like pretty quick. So I did that, and then even quicker, I got down to 3. So I only visited Connecticut, Stanford, and Vanderbilt. Duke and Notre Dame were like kind of like that 4th and 5th, but I didn't take visits.
So you played your last game in the W in 2022, and now fast forward to 2025, you're a Hall of Famer, you have a statue in Seattle, and now your jersey's going to be in the Raptors at UConn. What does this year kind of represent for you?
It's been a lot. It's been amazing. I think my favorite part and what it represents is, yes, a lot of this has been about me. If you know my personality, I'm like kind of getting used to it. It's not necessarily like the most comfortable place for me. But yeah, while having your jersey in the rafters or being in the Hall of Fame or like you said, the statue, I mean, these are things that last forever. You can never take them away. And so they're like prized possessions in a sense. But really what's been great about this year is it's been in this excuse to get all my family, all my friends, all my former teammates, former coaches, you name it, anyone who has touched my life in any way, shape, or form, it's been bringing them together. You know, in some capacity, all of those types of people have been at all of these events, and so to get to share it, I already mentioned like reminiscing. That's really what all of these moments have represented, what they've meant.